Yes, good.
Nice.
So for those that might have missed the beginning when I gave this amazing intro for Orlando Bowen, I'm gonna try it again as we are here talking about the Next Level Speakers Conference. We want to make sure that we get this information to our Black entrepreneur community, and we want you to be in the room. So Hall of Famer, Canadian Association of Professional Speakers, Orlando Bowen, I consider him a mentor, but we've brought him here to really break it down, because it's one thing to just see a flyer and then see a video about an event, but we want to make sure that we get the information directly to you. And we're going to be giving away 2 tickets for those on with us today.
Come on.
Another ticket within the week. We're going to be doing a contest to let people get tickets to this conference, sponsored by ACBN, the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. But let me give the floor to you, Orlando, so that you can walk us through why this event is so important and why we need to be there.
Awesome. Love it, Ryan. Thank you so much. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for the work of ACBN in terms of how you pour in and curate opportunities for Black entrepreneurs to step into what's possible and to even dream, to dream about what's possible and to witness those possibilities in others as we journey. So celebrating you for that, celebrating the whole ACBN fam for that. Next Level Canada. Come on. Now, let me, before I even get in, you may feel some energy on this call. Let me introduce my teammate, my colleague, Sherry Santos. Sherry Santos, right? Hailing from the South Bronx, the South Bronx, the South Bronx of New York City, right? And incredibly passionate about pouring into young people, serves in the capacity of business development director at One Voice, One Team, works with us on game day on the corporate side in terms of pouring into folks. Sherry, what words do you have for the good people tonight?
Well, what I want to say is if you're in the room, you're in the right place. I'll tell you right now, there's something that is, you know how we used to say back in the day, we would say it like this. We'd say, it's about to go down. That.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you heard that, you knew that was something, some beat was about to drop or something was about to happen. Well, that's about to happen right now. We're about to put you guys up on game. And I'm excited about this because within our community, we're always sometimes the last to know. Sometimes we're always the last to be given opportunity. But this opportunity is coming live and direct, hot off the presses, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember, like, I'll tell you how the journey began, Ryan and fam. I was in Atlanta, Georgia with my fam. My parents live in Tampa, Florida. We spent time in the US, especially at Christmas time. We were going to a football game, Ohio State against Georgia Bulldogs. So we're in the space, and I follow Dr. Eric Thomas, ET, the hip hop preacher. So I saw some things popping up in my feed about, the fact that he's gonna be in Atlanta, and I was like, oh, what's this next level thing, right? So we went to the game. I drove back to Tampa, Florida, and I just started looking, and I'm thinking, I want to be able to be in spaces where I could be encouraged, challenged, equipped, and see possibilities. Not just like general possibilities, because you have folks out there speaking, but seeing us on stage. You know what I'm saying? Seeing us represented. So I went into, to learn more about, what the landscape was like south of the border, and just understand game and how they got to the levels that they got to. And honestly, I wasn't ready for what I experienced still, because I thought I was just like, let me just go get business game. You know what I'm saying? Taryn, let me just, James, let me just go in and learn, what the marketing strategies are. It was way deeper than that.
Wow.
I went in there and it was like, the first thing that struck me was the level of authenticity and vulnerability from the stage, right? Which is not, I've been, in the speaking game for a while now, and it's, when I'm on stage, and share, and then I come off, folks are like, oh my gosh, that was so real, like that was so authentic, and I'm like, that's the only, for me, that's the only way to show up for folks. We don't have time to play games and to put on face, because with the work we do in community, lives are on the line. With the work that we do corporately, lives are also on the line. And so our folks' business and their livelihood and how they're able to provide for their families and their legacy and all of that. So the level of authenticity from the stage in terms of sharing what their journeys were, not just from a business perspective, but from a personal perspective, the things that they struggled with, the things that, struggled in their marriage with things. And I was just like, wow, they're going in, right? They're really like, it's all cards face up on the table, right? And that resonates with me because like, we need that. We need to be real. We need to be open. We need to be honest. I sit in alignment with what ACBN is all about, right? They're gonna tell the people what they need in order to get their game to the next level. One of the things that for me was like a surprise, let's say, is it's not only about excellence in delivering your expertise in whatever line of business you're in. It's not just about delivering the service with excellence, but it's about how you show up with excellence as a father, as a mom, as a, you know what I'm saying, as a spouse, as a partner, as a parent, how you show up and not necessarily giving everything that you have to the business and then going home and they get the leftovers. Right. So those type of things also resonate with me as a father of three young men, and very passionate about, pouring into community and passionate about equipping them. It was just incredibly, incredibly powerful and an eye-opening experience. Right. There's Coach Jeff. So I'm gonna talk to you. Listen, maybe I'll stop. Maybe I'll let you ask questions because I could go on with this thing.
Well, I want to dig just
yeah.
a bit deeper into that initial experience going to the US and then experiencing their networking, only because I remember I went to, I think they just call it the Black Conference that Dr. Boyce Watkins does. So I drove to Philadelphia to be part of this conference. You keep hearing people talk, just like you said, you hear ET, you're like, okay, but let me actually be there in the room and see what the difference is. And because I feel like they pull from more of the country, like people had flown in from all over the US to be in this space. And then I was the only person there from Canada. So
Right.
being the Canadian in the room, you kind of stick out because as soon as you mention you're from there, people are like, oh, the Canadian guy, like they use that as the reference. So it was interesting getting to talk to people and then give that perspective of Canada in the conversations. But I was curious what stood out for you as you're now in the US networking and how you compare it to Canada.
Yeah, so one of the things that I think about is there's an openness in just saying what it is, right? And not necessarily like sugarcoating things or not holding back. It's just like this is what I'm just gonna tell you what it is so that you can get this game and then use it in order to level up, right? And again, not just level up from a business perspective, but like personally, right? And level up personally, professionally, socially, etc. How are you holding other folks accountable? How are you pouring into the next generation, especially if that's something that's an area of interest for you? So, being in the space with folks like Dr. Eric Thomas, where, like he's the guy still, right? He's, rated the number one motivational speaker on the planet right now. Actually, another gentleman that I've watched over the years, followed, it's inspired me through a lot of things. Les Brown, the legendary Les Brown.
Yes.
I was at a conference with where Les Brown, where he was speaking, had a chance to chat with him after his talk, and I was talking. I said, hey, we're doing a thing, working on a project with ET, and he looked at me and said, he's the guy, he's the man right now.
Wow, right.
He's the man right now. Just so you're aware.
All endorsements
From the one, you know what I'm saying? When Les Brown stepped into the inspirational speaking space, there was none of us were in there. Right. So like a true trailblazer, and that's one of the things that I love. It's about blazing that trail personally, professionally, etc., and allowing people to see themselves represented from a place of excellence on stage. Right. So, and when I had a chance to talk with all the folks that came off the stage, Jeremy Anderson, energy personified, right? Passion. He's been through some challenges. He talks about his challenges on stage. So he's the founder of Next Level, the academy, right? And as the company. So he's brought in Inky Johnson, he's brought in Dr. Eric Thomas, and ET comes, ET is ET because of a young man named CJ, who was his right hand that promised him that he would make him a household name, and has held that promise. Right. So again, it's not just about what you could do individually, right? But it's about the people around you. And you get to hear real stories about, what is it that you should be looking for in a partner. What are the roles that you should be looking for? What are the gaps that you need to fill based on your expertise and the expertise of others and folks that you could pull in, and resources that you could get through ACBN or other spaces, right? It's really about how you can tap in, right? So I'm excited because I know that folks that come into the space will be forever changed. Forever changed as in terms of how they see their business and how they see their possibilities. Sherry.
And before I ask my next question, Sherry, definitely go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to jump in this one too, because that was a great question that you asked. There is a distinct difference between the States and Canada, not just culturally, but the way we approach business and the way we approach life sometimes. And that's fine because it's in different places of the world. One of the things that I think that is extremely powerful, and I think revolutionizing, just life-changing, is that the amount of people that are willing to collaborate and give you gain and give you the blueprint and say to you, here's how you do it. That type of spirit is what's in the room when you come into next level. And there's, and I say this like, it was shocking to me. I'm American, by the way. I'm from the South Bronx, as you heard, South Bronx, the South Bronx. We got into that. So I'm used to American in atmospheres. I moved back here from New York City in 2010, so I've been here back for a while. But I lived there, so I get it. We're over the top, we're loud, sometimes we're boisterous, we OD on things. But I'll tell you that one of the things that I've noticed here, even as in the speaking world or in any world, to be honest with you, corporate, nonprofit, people gatekeep over here. Like, people hold information to themselves, or they don't share it, or they feel like if they share it, you're going to do something before I get to do something. Somebody's laughing because they know I'm telling the truth. Nobody's laughing because they know I'm telling the truth. Nobody wants to be like, and I never understood that, because I always thought to myself, if I do well and you do well and we do well together, guess what? Both of us get to eat. So then what are you holding back from? And I think the mentality for there is immediately, and I mean immediately, the minute you say, this is what they ask you, what you doing? And blah, blah, blah. And they're looking for an opportunity for you and them to collaborate in some way. Trying to take your idea, they're seeing if they can pour into that idea and enhance your idea, you and them. That is the next level atmosphere that I feel stands out, other than the networkings that I've done here. Because we've done networking everywhere, and it's just like, it's not the same vibe. So I think that's distinctly different.
It is. I'm gonna add something to that too. Just a quick anecdote. There was a gentleman. So Jeremy Anderson speaks. He's cut his teeth in the education system in that space, speaking to young people, to educators, etc. He's a published author. He's got a number of things that he runs. And so he was putting on a next level event, and there was somebody on the West Coast that's a speaker, and that person's friend said, "Hey, do you know this Jeremy Anderson guy?" And so he sent him a message responding to Jeremy's post about the event. And the guy on the West Coast responds, "Yeah, that's my competition." Right? Okay. Jeremy sees the response and says, "Bro, no competition, all love. I will pay for your ticket." He paid for his ticket for Old to come. And guess what? When he came and stood in the space and realized that there's no us and them, there's only us in that space, like a spirit of, let's go, let's eat, let's serve, let's make a difference. He's like, this is family. This is exactly where I need to be. He's one of the most outspoken persons when it comes to next level now, because he was looking at it like, oh, that's my competition. I want nothing to do with them. This isn't competition. This is about showing love and making a difference on the planet with the time and the gifts that we have while we have them.
What has happened to his bottom line, Orlando, since he did that?
Almost his whole business model changed. He's like tripled triple the amount of money that he's making
Yeah.
and reduce the amount of time that he spent trying to make that money. He spends more time with his family, he makes 3 times the
Yeah.
income now.
Yeah.
So
And
just stuff like you can't make that stuff up.
no, that's a real thing. He actually was on the stage this year speaking about
What's
that
on his tape?
specifically. Yeah, he was on the stage. He's gotten awards, but I'll say that in regards to that particular person as well, he's now ready to do that for somebody else. So
Right.
he's that guy that will, now that he's seen and knows that the atmosphere and the community at Next Level is genuine, is not about just let me just get this opportunistic moment off from you right now for what I can get. It's not like that. So he's been able to, yes, triple, spend more time with his family, build his name, and he has the support of that
Yeah.
community so that when he wants to be like, yo, what do I do with blah, 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 he can pick up the
Yeah.
phone
Right.
easily, easily.
So
And yeah, he has learned to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
yeah, I want to press in just a little bit because now ACBN, we're part of the Black entrepreneurship ecosystem. But
Yeah.
this isn't the first time that Eric Thomas has come to Canada and you actually spoke at that event. I feel like it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But one of the issues I came up with, so I was working at the city of Brampton at the time. And when I was talking to my boss, they were telling me, in direct quote, entrepreneurs don't need motivation, they need accounting.
Oh my God.
Booking. So I want you, as if you were talking to my boss 10 years ago, because this is what they needed to hear. Why is it important for them to be in these types of rooms?
Oh my gosh.
It's so important to be able to understand like what it takes, the various aspects of the business that you need to show up and understand, not treat like a black box, but understand so that the business can grow, right? So it's not that it's just, you know, the one thing that they need in terms of, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the financial literacy or the accounting piece. That is an important part, obviously, of the equation. But there are other aspects, and Sherry spoke to it in terms of the accountability, in terms of where to go, in terms of what you need, right? In terms of understanding, in terms of, you know, how do you get to a point where you understand the numbers? Who do you go to when you're unclear? Who do you have in your network? Who has done this before? Who has walked this road before? So that you could go and get get game and get understanding and begin to, just continue to level up.
Yeah. And I'm going to add to that.
Yes.
As an entrepreneur myself and someone who absolutely worked as an entrepreneur back in the day, how many times do we get depleted as entrepreneurs? How many times do we get to the point where like, man, I don't know this. I don't think I did it right. I don't know if I made the right decision. Was it the right time? Did I make the right choice? Maybe this entrepreneur thing's not for me.
Yeah.
We second guess ourselves because a lot of times we don't have community. If truth be told, I see your hand, Faith. We don't have community that we could talk to that can kind of like talk us off the ledge, to so to speak, right? And be like, no, you are actually good. You did the right thing. You just need some rejuvenating. You need somebody to pour into you because you keep on pouring out into your business. And so I would say, on top of what Orlando says, you're going to get the practical. But I remember even this year walking into our session and speaking to somebody who's just starting his business. And we were talking, having a conversation, and I was just sharing some things that I've learned along the way. And he was like, hold on a second, can I? And he started taking notes because he wasn't there yet,
Yes.
right? So I had already been there, done that. And I'm like, so why don't you try this? Or why don't you try that? Have
Yeah.
you thought about this? Do you know about this app? This is going to save you lots of time. Do that. And he
Yeah.
was just, you are
Totally.
just giving me so much. So there's that aspect of just getting the tools and understanding things. A lot of us don't want to necessarily talk about AI, but AI is a real thing. And
True.
we
Yeah.
can talk about how we can simplify operational things, but there are people that know how to do that, right? And so just sharing,
Yeah.
having that community to share the ups
Yeah.
and downs and get rejuvenated with is honestly everything, because there's no entrepreneurial getaway for us, right? We don't get seminars or retreats that we go to and get replenished and then come back feeling like great about our business. This right here, this conference, that's that one.
It
Go ahead.
is. It is. And you do absolutely need both, right? It's not a either or.
No.
It's a yes and.
Yeah.
Right. Faith, we see your hand.
Thank you so much. I'm enjoying this conversation, and I can literally relate to Sherry's point in reference to how we on this side, how we behave with each other. There is that we're not there to empower each other. We're not there to support each other. There's like a disconnect. It's like if you're moving forward, there's someone pulling you back.
Yeah.
And to get to how can we level up when there is limited trust,
Yeah.
limited transparency? We
Yeah.
haven't had groups and we'll say role models in our community that
Yeah.
truly care
Sure.
about the race. So
Mm.
if we have a role model that shows I'm here to support our community at, by all means
By all
necessary.
means,
All right. We're
it's a,
not getting that.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
me today to buy into anything today, I'm
Mhm.
going to question your integrity.
Mhm.
I'm going to research you. I'm
Mhm.
going to see what you've done for the community over the years,
Mhm.
because my mindset is yes for the race, because the race is in a lot of issues. I have a lot of problems, but we have a lot of funds. But what is it that we have done collectively to empower that race? So the
Yeah.
race we can start trusting. We continuously go back, oh, you know what these people have done to us. Hey,
Right.
when are we gonna wake up?
Come on.
Come on now. Come on. What are we
Gonna
going to
do.
wake up? Where's that 2% out of our group that's saying, you know what, let's work together. Let's let
Yeah.
these folks see the
Yeah.
change. Let them see that we are
Yeah.
different. This weekend,
Yeah.
I had a great opportunity with the same organization to say, listen, hey, I want to join you, but hey, I don't have the money. What are you going to do?
Mhm.
Because if we cannot be truthful and
Yeah.
transparent to each other and
Yeah.
be a support system, we
Mhm.
don't expect anyone else to help us.
Who would help?
So I'm
Mhm.
glad I'm here tonight, and I want us to really, make some difference. My gosh,
Come
Yeah.
on.
this is the 21st century.
Come on.
And
Yeah.
our leaders are great leaders, the ones who have died as martyrs for us. We
Yeah.
haven't pushed the button forward to
Come
say,
on.
let's get out of the trenches together.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So I'm
But
here
Yes.
and
Yeah.
I want to see
I feel you.
changes. Ryan, I'm always knocking on you,
it's all good.
but it's all good love, right?
Well,
Yeah.
that's
But we
where
got
we'll
to
sit
do this.
down.
We got to do this. We got to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
sit down at your office at times and have this back and forth and say, okay,
Right.
what can
Right.
we do better? And
Yeah.
that's why it
Absolutely.
wasn't just one thing to bring this opportunity and say, like, hey, here's something
Mhm.
to go get. It's like,
Right.
how does ACBN actually help people get there? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Love
where,
it.
I wanted to also put the link into the chat. And I wanted, Orlando, if you can walk us through the event. So I was going to share the screen again.
Mhm.
And then also anyone else, if you had questions, feel free to raise your hand. And then after we do the walkthrough of the actual event, we'll be able to go through some more questions.
Yeah. So I have to, just speak real quick to what Faith was talking about. This past year, my wife Sky, who's amazing, she's an incredible educator in the Peel board, she was tracing her roots. Actually started a couple years back. She traced her roots back to the 1800s um, in Louisiana. And she was able to, she found a name that was very peculiar, that the person should be alive still. And she reached out, found the person's name on Facebook because it was one of those names that kind of stand out, and connected a family disconnect that they had been disconnected for over 50 years, right?
Wow.
So that sparked me to say, man, I need to let me do a little something too. Let me do a little research. Anyhow, long story short, my research took us to Ghana this summer, and having a chance to spend time in Accra and Kumasi and at the King's Palace, and to learn more about our history, our journey, and then the journey from Kumasi, to the castles, or the dungeons, what we call them. The what I started thinking, as Sherry was talking about, this protectionist gatekeeping type of mentality. All I could think was, if we knew, like if we intimately knew what our ancestors journeyed through, there wouldn't be that, because we wouldn't show up like that for each other.
Yeah.
I was like, we have to, if it's not on, like, who's gonna do it if it's not us, right? Who we waiting on to who's gonna come and uplift? Who's gonna come and support? Who's gonna come and edify? Who's gonna come and champion? Who's gonna come and try to knock doors down? If it's not us, who's gonna do it? So even with this, I came back, and Sherry will tell you, I came back and I was like, this is a mission,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is about like equipping our families and our peoples to be able to step into what we've been purposed for. Greatness is from whence we came, and that's what we've been built for. And when we gatekeep and when we try to hoard things, guess what? Everybody loses. We all lose. So
Yeah.
so for us, there's no time for that. We have to let go of that so that we could step into what we've been purposed for, and then raise the bar and raise the floor so more people could step into their possibilities, because that's we were designed for as a people. So that said, stepping into the event itself, and when you step in that space, you're going to feel something special, because the energy, the vibe is going to say you belong here.
Yeah.
You are valued here.
Yeah.
We need you here.
Yeah.
We need us here, right? And folks are gonna be encouraged to, just be present, be in the space. So we'll kick off. There's a gentleman named Coach Crump. He's hilarious, Coach Chris Crumpler. He's a coach of coaches. He's going to be kind of kicking us off, emceeing. Then you're gonna have some special speakers that you'll know. Michael Pinball Clemens is gonna be in the house. He'll be sharing. Many of us know who he is and what he stands for. There's CJ, who's on the left side of this image. CJ is Dr. Eric Thomas's right hand, right? So he talks about, like what it takes to take your game to the next level, to take your business to the next level. What do you need to look out for? He's a straight shooter in terms of what's possible. The format will be, you'll have a couple speakers share, and then we'll have a chance to kind of break out into small groups close to where you're sitting, and you'll be able to have a facilitated discussion as you talk about what you learned from the speakers that have shared, right? So you're learning on your own from your own vantage point, but you're also learning from those around you, right? Which goes back to what we were talking about earlier, how we are blessed when we're able to learn not only from our perspective, but from the perspective of others, right? So there's going to be a lot of perspective sharing. That would be the format. Then we have a break. You grab some water, grab some snacks. Then you come back. We have a panel discussion. We've got the amazing Coach Jessica Lundy, that's going to be facilitating a panel discussion. She works a lot with female entrepreneurs and helps them redefine what they believe to be possible. She speaks in the mental health space and with young people in college, university. So she's gonna do her thing. And again, just gifts, like I can't even, it's hard to even put it into words what the experience is going to be. So I'm giving you the logistics of it,
Yes.
just so you have an understanding of the flow. It's going to, like, honestly, lives are going to be transformed in the space, right? So, like I've been in that space. You see Dr. Eric Thomas, you're gonna hear Jeremy Anderson, speaks on occupational integrity. How are you aligned? How does your work align with who you are and how you're showing up? He is, when you talk about energy and you talk about belief in people and wanting the best for people, he is one of the most authentic, real, genuine. He wants it. He wants people to succeed so badly that he might run around the room
Yeah.
just so to help you understand, like, that your purpose for something, purpose for more. Then I actually went to a talk that he was giving in Las Vegas, called Made for More, and it's actually very aligned with how he shows up for people, because he honestly believes that about people. Despite what you've been through, despite what you're journeying through, you're made for more. So he'll share. There'll be other guest speakers that will also take the stage. Your boy, I'll be on the stage at a point during the day also. So it's going to be a day of connection, a day of inspiration, a day of being poured into, and a day where you get to really get some clarity if you're even thinking about speaking. And honestly, 40% of the folks that attend the conference come in and they're blessed, and they don't even want to. It's not about speaking for them. They just want to be in a space where they feel that connection and can be uplifted and get perspective, right? Get game from that
Yeah.
mindset. And then others that are in there that are perhaps in business, but you could leverage speaking in order to drive business, or some people speak to sell products or sell books, right? So it's about tapping into your expertise and being able to share it in a way that powerfully moves the needle for you and for your family. So the flow is going to be that you'll have speakers, you'll have breakout sessions, you'll have breaks, and then you'll have opportunities to share your own and pour into others as you're being poured into as well.
Mm-hmm. Can I just jump in right here? I think one of the things about the day that I truly look forward to, aside from who's going to be on the stage and what they're going to be sharing, is the huddles. I think the huddles for me, it's like the glue, it's like the gel. It's like you don't necessarily even know who you're sitting to your left or to your right, but the minute we do these breakouts, you talk to them, all of a sudden it's like we're fam.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
fam. We're on the same page. We're on the same team, and you feel supported by that person. Complete stranger.
Yep.
Complete stranger.
You'll be strangers at first. You won't be strangers by
Yeah.
a couple of sessions, a couple
Yeah.
breakouts, a couple
Couple
huddles.
huddles.
Couple huddles, you're not strangers. You might even
Couple huddles, we're fam. Honestly, that is, and there's so
yeah.
much even in those huddles, excuse me, that you get,
Yeah.
that you walk away from, because you're hearing from perspectives of people. Because remember, you've got all these people in the room. This one message is coming this way. You're going to get different perspectives, and so your perspective is one that's definitely encouraged. But then you hear others, and you're like, "Wow, I never saw it from that perspective.
Right.
Wow, never heard it from there." And it's
Yeah.
like your mind just continues to expand and grow. So it's an amazing way to network, and as
Yeah.
well as to uplift one another.
Yeah, there's been a number of connections and even collabs that have come through those huddles where people start to hear like your heart, your perspective, what drives you, why'd you start your business, Nicola, Nettie, like why are you here, David, Crystal, like what is the thing that's driving you? So the event is happening, and oh my gosh, the space is one of the most beautiful spaces in the city of Toronto. It's
Oh,
at the CARLU, 444 Yonge Street,
oh,
Yonge and College.
College
The
Park.
space itself is legendary, but the people that will be in the space, yourselves included, are what are going to make the space and the day legendary.
Yeah.
So, just super, excited for what's going to happen and the lives that will be impacted through what takes place on the 28th.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Agreed.
And so
Agreed.
one thing to let people know, we did put the link into the chat, and
Mhm.
I'm not sure if there's special pricing for people that are part of ACBN, but one thing that ACBN wanted to do is support with at least $100 off your ticket for 10 people. So if you're
Wow.
interested to go, we will make sure you get at least $100 off. You'll get like a certificate from ACBN to put towards your ticket. So
Wow.
if you're
That's what's up.
interested, put your email in the chat. I'm gonna collect those and then send you your $100 voucher. Did I say that right? Yes. So keep that in mind. If it's really a barrier to getting here, call me if you have my number. If you don't, I will share it with you later. But put your email in if you're interested to go. We will figure out a way to get you there. But at minimum, ACBN is willing to do that $100 voucher for you. And we're
Wow.
also going to do a giveaway for 2 tickets tonight. So you might not need that $100 voucher. You might just get the ticket. But one thing that I did see, so it does talk about, it has a bit of a focus towards people that want to be speakers. So can you talk a bit about that? Like if
Yeah.
a person wants to build up their speaking career, and then if they don't, also what they'd be able to get from it. But for those that do want to enhance it, because I'm seeing $1 Million Mobile Millionaires, they definitely need to speak more. I'm seeing Camille, she needs to speak more, finance IQ, fitness IQ, seeing Faith. I'm seeing Chris Beth, who's a international speaker in the room.
Come
Tim
on.
Ray, who's an international speaker. So
Yeah.
those that want to get on more stages and
Yeah.
build up that presence, what
Yeah.
kind of support or advice would you give for them?
there's going to be it's going to be chock full of opportunities to get game from a content development perspective, from a what has the journey been. Really think of like the learning curve, right? In terms of what it takes to ramp up to where you want to get to, and and cutting that in half, right? If being in a space where you could glean from other people's experiences, and like I shared with you earlier, a gentleman came in, speaking, doing his thing, but totally changed his business model, and now is able to generate more money with less time away from the family, and do it in a community that and I'll say, like, the as you share and as you grow and as you connect, this last annual conference that they did in Atlanta, there
Mm.
were people up on stage that had been on that journey, right? And that had plugged into the network, plugged into the community. And when they were receiving their award, there were people who you might, from the outside looking in, think that they're in competition. There were people crying for their success.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
There are
Yes.
people crying for their success
Yes.
on stage. That that was just a powerful testament. So that speaks to the community that is there, that you could pretty much ask anything, and you'll have folks that have been there, done that, or are in the process that are willing to help you. And again, the networking that happens in the huddles, that what I talked about, the mini breakouts after a set of speakers speak. So if you're in the speaking game at all, if you want to get into the speaking game, definitely be in the building. If you speak to people, as part of what you do in business, there will be opportunities for you to grow in that as well, because you'll get to see how things are communicated, and things that you could bring to your game also, in terms
Yeah.
of, yeah, it could be content, it could be how you structure things, it could be there's just going to be games. So I'm actually super excited. I'd love to do a ACBN huddle, post game huddle, and talk
Yeah.
Right.
about, like,
Right.
talk about what you took away. I'd love to do that, because we're going to build a community through this.
Yeah, yeah. Let me just add one thing as well. I love that. I'd love to unpack. Oh my gosh, that'd be so great to just unpack what everybody gets from this. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
But
Yes.
one of the things that I think that as well is really important to understand is not every speaker is on stage. Not every speaker is on a stage. There are some people that speak through their course. There are some people that speak uh, presenting from a pitch deck, right? There are some people that speak executively, some people that are just always in conferences, in boardrooms, conference rooms. So, you could be a coach. It's like, I feel like sometimes when we think about speakers, our mind just goes straight to somebody on stage with a mic in their hand and lots of people in front of them. That's one way of speaking. But the
Yeah,
reason I think it's next level speakers conference as well, why it just grows beyond just that person on the stage. It's a content creator, it's the influencer, it is the entrepreneur who's trying to pitch to get other people to have, maybe silent investors. It is that executive that is trying to make sure that their presentation hits. It is that coach, it is that trainer. It's not necessarily in front of thousands, or it is that person
yeah,
that's trying to go online and make their course happen, and make it poppin'. So I think that there's different ways of seeing
yeah,
speaking. And I think if as long as we understand those different modalities, we'll understand that the next level speakers conference, no matter which way you show up as a speaker,
yeah.
is definitely something that will help you get to your next level.
Totally. And thank you for that, Sherry, because oftentimes people think of, if you're on stage, you're speaking, right?
Right.
And you're inspirational. It's not just, there's so many,
So many.
actually, there are folks that are content speakers, that some of them make a lot more money than inspirational speakers, right?
Yeah.
Companies pay big money for folks to come in and deliver content that moves the needle on it. And they could be not exciting, right? They could be, just, but they're just presenting content. They're experts in their content, and they present it in a way that makes a difference, for they understand the pain points of the audience. So they present it in a way that moves the needle for them, and that's what people want, and will honor you for, right?
Mhm.
So there's a number of different ways to deliver. There's trainers, there's coaches, it comes in a lot of different forms in terms of speaking. And again, how you build out your business model is often unique to you, and you
Yes.
build it around like and how you want to show up and what you're
Yeah.
able, what you want to do, what your family wants to do, those that sacrifice around you, that type of thing. So it's a really great opportunity to see that demonstrated in real time and be able to tap in and ask questions as well.
One of the I forgot one thing. Orlando shared something like last week, and we were speaking about it. And I was like, wow, I never even thought about that. You know, he has a charitable organization called One Voice, One
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 team.
team.
Vision. You already know what it is. And so we deal with youth leadership, and we are empowering, investing in the leaders of tomorrow, because we know that they're the ones that are going to be pouring back into us later on down the road, right? So we're investing in them now. And so one of the things that he was talking about is just the educators. We look at educators and we see them as just teachers or educators, community servants, that type of thing. But those are speakers.
Yeah.
And how many times as a teacher, every day come
Mhm.
in every day and pour out and pour out and pour out and pour out, and don't necessarily always get poured back into, definitely not from her students or his students, depending on who they are. Doesn't always work that way. This is an environment that, even as an educator who speaks on a daily basis, who teaches, right, and needs to have their content exciting and dynamic for this growing generation, that person could even get into this room and exponentially grow, like get to the next level, even in the way they present. So
Yeah.
even the teacher, right? So I just wanted to throw that in there too, because I didn't even think of it from that perspective until Orlando's like, yeah, they pour out, but then who pours back into them? And we really want those educators to be poured back into, because then they're
Absolutely.
in front of our children.
Right.
Right? They're in front of the young leaders that we're trying to empower. So we definitely want them to. So yeah, I wanted to throw that out there as well.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to drill just a bit deeper. So as I put together the giveaway, talk to us about now, as an entrepreneur, a business person, the fact that we speak, just like you're saying, Sherry, educators, they're speaking every day to the students, but
Yeah.
as business owners, we too have to
Yes.
be able to speak and communicate and pitch ourselves. And I
Yeah.
know myself getting better at presenting and pitching
Yeah.
allowed my company to grow. So I'd
Yeah.
love to talk about that piece, why business owners need to improve their speaking and their communication
Everything.
process.
Yeah, it's everything. It's
Yeah.
everything.
It is. It is. So and being able to really clearly understand like the pain points of your audience so you can speak to them as a solution. You're not just a product or a service. You're a solution to a problem that you're solving for them, right? And being able to get game around how do folks craft that?
Yes.
And what's the genesis of the idea, and how do you hone in on your ideal client and the avatar, the characteristics and the pain points, and what's their hopes and what's their dreams, and how do you, through the way that you communicate, speak to those things, whether it's addressing a specific pain point or speak to them in a way that feels aspirational in terms of where they want to go, and speaks to them in a way that allows them to see, if they don't deal with this pain point today, right? That Charmaine, that Nettie, that Tim is coming to solve, right? What's it going to look like a year from now? Which
Right.
is the
Right.
impetus to take action and to engage you in conversation and in service today. So
Mhm.
there's as an entrepreneur, there's it's going to be chock full. Tim, good to see you. Corey, that's what's up. Millionaire Mommy in the house.
What up?
Yeah, so it's going to be a powerful space for that. And again, team, right? Team. Like Sherry and I are on this call, team. It's a community. It's a
Yeah.
it's a family. It's how you choose to show up and honor and support other folks who are about that business, are about taking their game to the next level, are about serving our community and serving humanity. That's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I'm gonna add one more thing to that.
Yes,
I'll
yes.
tell you that as an entrepreneur, it takes so much effort to just try to figure out, okay, what am I selling? How am I selling it? How am I connecting to my audience? Just like Orlando just said, the pain points, the stressors. But then you might know that pain point, but then how do I communicate that? Right? I'll say that one of the things that Next Level does is help you to understand how authentic your story is and how to craft that so that your audience, your client, your customer, they're not just hearing you, they're feeling you. They're not just saying, oh, that's a good idea or that's a great product. They're like, no, I buy into
You.
you, Ryan. You convinced me. No,
Yeah.
you, David, whatever it is that you got going on, I want to do that with you because I've bought into you. One of the things that I think is so powerful as an entrepreneur, and we always hear this all the time, know your why, right? Know what it is that's driving you. Sometimes that needs to be, not sometimes, I'm going to tell you, if you have a brand, you need to understand how to communicate that why. You need
Mhm.
to you need to be able to say, here's my why. Here's why I'm doing this. Here's why I'm serving in this way. Here's why I'm selling this. Here's why I'm coaching or speaking or whatever it is that I'm doing. Here is my drive because people, especially today, especially in the generations that we're seeing come up, they are all about the feels, I call it. The feels. It's about how I feel about something,
Yeah.
right? But honestly, marketing has changed because people want to know, are you genuine about what is this something that you would do? Is this something that you would invest into or what have you? And so I think it's important, even as an entrepreneur, when we're talking about how important is it for us to articulate or communicate, it's so important. But and on top of its importance, to know how to speak, it's know how to tap into your story, to know how to tap into your entrepreneurial journey and share that with your audience. And that right there is that authenticity that it'll have you standing apart from all your competition because there's only one of you.
There's only one.
There's only one of you.
One.
100%.
Faith spoke to it earlier in terms of when she comes in, she's gonna want to know like, who are you for real,
Yeah.
right? And,
Yeah.
and what have you done? Are
Yeah.
you talking game or are you actually about that life?
Come on. Come
And
on.
we've seen folks in the space who they haven't really stopped to really think about that, or they've treated it like two separate things, right? This is who I am, right? And I'm really passionate. This is what I do, right? But when there's a connection, right? When you're able to share, as you see, Melissa, tell your story in a way that moves people emotionally, stirs them emotionally, then the interaction is no longer transactional. It's connected to something deeper.
Here you go.
Yeah.
In this day and age, need deeper. We need to move beyond the transactional.
Come on. That's it. Come on. Drop
Hey,
the mic.
appreciate that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to do a bit of a roll call. I want to make sure that the people are here in the building that are about to win these tickets to the
Oh my
next
God, I'm so excited.
conference. So when I call your name, I want you to do some sort of reaction, raise hand, heart emoji,
Uh-oh.
come on camera and wave. I
Be a
can't
face. Just a glimpse on camera. Just
Hello,
like
Pete.
just
gotta
like
make
a,
sure that
you
you're
know what I'm
here.
saying? Just like a
Hello,
First
Pete.
person, because if I don't hear anything or see anything, I'm gonna take your name out. So
Okay.
David Spencer. I think I saw David on camera, so you're good.
I saw him on camera.
All right. Mobile Millionaires. Give me something, reaction, high five, hands up.
I saw her.
Yeah, she's good. Okay.
Yep.
Sophia Daly. I think we spoke to Sophia earlier. Is she still here though?
Oh, I don't see her.
I know she was multitasking. Sophia,
Dun, dun, dun.
Mom, I'm gonna send her a text later and be like, yo, where'd you go?
Oh no.
All right. Antoinette Charles Owen. Nettie. I saw Nettie come in. Did she stay though?
No.
Nettie, are you still around? Oh, I see you here.
Yes,
Hands
Is she-
up.
I didn't see.
Wonderful.
She's there.
Oh, Leslie.
I see her name.
Okay, I see your name,
I
bro.
see her name. Yeah.
I'm putting like a star beside it because we want to make sure you're paying attention. Faith. So I did see Faith, and you did
I'm
speak
here.
Faith. So good to have you here. Fola.
Thank you.
Is Fola in the building? Give me something. Hand up, heart emoji.
Hola. Hola. Were you there?
Oh, see Tim coming back in. Okay, Fola. Listen, if anybody sees Fola later, let
Tell
him
her.
know
Oh my
that he
God.
needs to put up his hand because he's about to get taken out of the competition.
Oh no.
Who do we have next? Halton Black Voices. I think that's Jeanette. Is Jeanette in the building? Or did she register so that she can get the recording later?
I think
But
that's
if you
what she did.
register for the recording later, you can't win today. So
Oh,
Halton Black Voices, and shout out to Halton Black
I
Voices.
see Tim Frey's hand up there.
Oh,
Me
Tim,
too.
did you
I
want to
see
say
Nettie saying I am here. I see a Nettie in the chat saying I am here.
That's it. Okay, we
Yeah.
got you saved. Melissa,
Okay.
I've been seeing lots of comments from Melissa.
Yeah,
So
Melissa.
You
give us-
guys are taking forever to get to the East Coast. I'm just saying.
Oh,
No, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to start that. I'm just saying that we are over here in Nova
Yes.
Scotia,
Hey,
you know, where
brah,
we came, where we walked and ran and hid
Yeah,
as we went through the Underground Railroad. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
protected one
yeah.
another.
No
And
more
here
hiding.
I am after coming up from the Underground Railroad, waiting to hear my name called, and I'm still waiting. Go ahead, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, go ahead.
well,
Come
Terry,
on,
we're
come
gonna have to
on.
get you a plane ticket too. So
Right?
we're gonna, if
Well,
you win,
you know what?
we're
I
gonna
do
have to-
have a question. I
Yes.
actually have a question in regards to that, because piggybacking on the antidote that was told, I'm wondering if I do look at you as competition, do y'all pay my ticket somewhere? Because, you know, I admit it, but I'm broke. So if that means that you pay my ticket, then I see you as complete competition. That's it. Y'all are just competition.
see, we're
And
gonna figure it out. So if you win the free ticket, we'll talk and then we'll see if we can get you out here.
Wow.
But I
Yeah.
do want to say thank you for this, because, you know, again, all of our communities are very different as well, right? There are differences, as we know, because
Yeah.
people like to look at us as monolithic. Well, we're not. We're all very different, even individually, particularly as communities, you know, and then in terms of regionally and all of that stuff.
Yes,
So
yes.
Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, all of that, we have
Yeah.
also very different ways of
Yes.
interacting and doing business and all of that kind of stuff too. So I've learned a lot just sitting here and hearing from some of you folks, and you know, kind of thinking over my past week and past weeks and ways that I can actually kind of rise up and do things a little differently as well. So I
Okay.
appreciate
Our
that.
pleasure.
We appreciate you, Taryn. Thanks for
so do
I
sharing
love
that.
that.
It's
I love that.
Sajafo. Is a Sajafo in the building?
Saja full.
Raise heart emoji.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
Camille, did Camille have to
Camille,
leave? Is Camille still with us?
Medea, what you mean? We've been listening.
Next
Come on.
poster, Bernadette. Is Bernadette here? I know Bernadette is also in Nova Scotia.
Dun, dun, dun.
Don't think I saw her join though. Taryn, do you know Bernadette?
She's not on the call.
Oh no. Okay.
Mm.
Bernadette, I'm gonna send her a note later because I'm sure she
Oh,
is here in
Bernie.
spirits, but
Come on.
she probably had something come up. She's a bookkeeper, so I know she's busy.
Yeah.
Ivane, is Ivane on the? I haven't heard anything from Ivane. Was that Siobhan? No.
Siobhan Hen is here.
Bonnie isn't there.
Vonnie isn't
Okay,
here.
sorry, Yvonne.
Siobhan Chin? Is that me?
No, I think it was. I think I see Siobhan here. So you're here, so we're good.
Okay, all right.
Good. Khalil,
Is Khalil here?
I don't think I saw Khalil because usually he would say something.
You would definitely say something if you
Right? So I'm thinking.
was.
So Khalil,
My guy.
Rodney, is Rodney in the building?
Oh,
Raise
Rodney.
heart emoji,
No.
anything.
Hot
No.
today.
No, Rob.
Tyreek.
Said something. Said something.
Is Tariq in the building? I didn't hear Tariq say anything or comment, so I don't think he's here.
No, he's not
Okay.
there.
Let's get it. So the interesting thing is your chances of winning are going up by
Yes,
people not
yes.
showing up.
They're going all the way up.
Yes, when you take all these
Crystal,
people out, yes,
I think was
true.
the first person here. Crystal,
Yeah.
is she
Mhm.
still-
Way
okay,
better than the lottery, Camille.
Yes.
Way better.
Who do we see? Lady K. Lady K. I
I
Oh,
don't think
I
she's
saw her pop
here.
in. Oh, if she's here, give us a sign. Well, if
it's
not,
something.
Say something, Lady K.
it should have something that shows the probability of winning, and you would
Yeah,
keep seeing
yeah.
percentages going up.
Yeah.
Susan Chepcock. I don't think I heard from Susan. Okay, sorry. If you
Sorry,
before I
Susan.
delete it, let me know.
Dun, dun, dun.
Christopher Lawrence. Usually he's always here, but I don't think if he
Tonight.
came, he left. So if he's not here, who else do I see? Clark Cadet.
gotta-
Give us a sign. Give us a sign, Clark. I'm not seeing anything. Siobhan Chin,
Clark, where you
good.
at?
No.
Where you
George,
at, my brother?
No,
George, give us a
George.
sign. Are you in the building?
Nope.
Hand up.
Mm-mm.
I thought I
Mm-mm.
found
Isn't
Look at that.
there.
Siobhan saying nope.
You see how you come in, you poke your nose in,
And then you gone. You gotta stay in the room.
Gotta stay in the room.
we see
Stay in
that
the room.
Jacqueline Stanley. Big fan of
Yeah.
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline
Yep, yep.
Stevens,
Go ahead,
hey,
Jacqueline. We see you,
hey.
Jacqueline.
Jim Frey, I saw you had your hand up.
Yep.
Here,
Lana, I believe Lana. I saw Lana
Yeah,
around.
Lana's here.
Sweet.
Donna's here.
Corey, is
At
Corey
the
still in the
bottom, right next to
building?
him.
Corey's here.
Nice. How about James? Did he pop in and have to run as well?
James is showing.
He's still
Show
here?
something. Show something, James.
Oh, James is here. Go ahead.
Okay, good,
Say
good.
something, James.
Hello,
There's
this is
James.
Lana.
Hey, Lana. Good to see
Lana.
you.
James said
Hello,
that to
hi
jump off.
everyone.
Mhm.
What's up?
All right.
Back now.
So-
Yeah.
Right on. Ooh, James, right on time, man.
Time, whoa.
Right on time,
You
sir.
almost missed out, bro.
Almost. That name almost got highlighted and
Oh, you came in right on time, bro.
Nah,
Hold on.
I know when
Peter-
to speak up on this one.
yeah.
Peter
Yeah.
Blake, I didn't see you pop
No,
in.
he's
So
not
now,
there.
is there anybody that is here that did not hear their name called? So I can add you
what a
in.
thorough gentleman.
Is there anybody
Ryan
missing?
wants to make sure. I love it.
Yeah, I think we got everybody. Okay.
Camille said to add her again.
Did you get Corey a millionaire mommy? She said her hand is up. We got you millionaire mommy.
Oh,
Camille said to add her name again. She's doing her math.
wait, hold on. Is mobile millionaire different than millionaire mommy?
Oh, that's a good question.
Is that the same person? Tasia. Is that Tasia?
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Same thing? Okay. Okay. So we are good. So first spin.
Do you guys have Corey? I just want to make sure you guys have
Yeah,
Corey.
Corey's board is there.
Okay, okay.
First
All right, all right,
spin.
all right.
Oh my gosh. No,
Okay.
wait, does it keep going? Camille.
No way.
All right, let me write this down. So
Congratulations.
got you. We got you. First victory. So your ticket is being covered by ACBN.
Wow.
Figure out how to buy it, send you e-transfer, whatever will make sense. But reach out to
Wow.
you on September 28th. So thank you, Camille.
Camille Smith.
So it should have removed. Let me make sure she wasn't in there twice. Let me make sure it's not in there
It
again.
wasn't in there twice.
All right, and I know we're past time.
Congratulations, Camille.
Next spin, next spin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next
Thank
spin.
you.
Here we go.
Who got the second tickets?
Here we go.
Come on, Prince Camille.
Go.
Who's Siobhan? Siobhan.
Savon. Woo!
Congratulations.
Congrats,
Siobhan,
Siobhan.
make sure and
I'm a winner.
put your email in the chat just in case I don't have it, and I'll reach out to you and we'll sort out. So first question, actually, Siobhan and Camille, are you able to make it on September the 28th to the Next Level
Good
Conference?
question.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Yes, I am.
Camille and Siobhan, yes. Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
good, good. So we got your tickets. And again, we
That's
have
awesome.
10 additional $100 vouchers. So for those that put their email in the chat, if you didn't, I think I only saw like 6. So we might have 4 more. So if you
Wow.
want to go and you need $100 off, it's
Wow,
regular
man.
$250. It'll bring it down to $150. We want to get you in the room. So put
Let's
your
go.
email in, and then
Oh
I'm
my
going to
gosh.
follow up with you to make sure that we're able to reduce that cost. But
Oh my
as we close out, again, my heart is full. Thank you, Sherry, for being here. Thank you, Orlando. I'll give you the floor just to see if you have any final thoughts. Sherry, I'll start with you, and then we'll end off with Orlando.
Oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. First of all, I want to say thank you guys all for being here. Thank you for taking the time. I know it's late, there's things going on, and people have stayed. So Brian, thank you as well for allowing us to come on this platform like this. You're amazing. I met you one time, this is the second time, and I'm telling you, you're an amazing person. Love you, love your spirit. And congratulations to the winners. Did we do the contest thing yet? Did we do that contest thing that we said we were gonna do?
Oh, is there more?
There's more.
Okay.
So there might be more.
There's more.
Nice,
All
nice.
right, go ahead. You want to give the instructions? Go ahead, Sherry.
All right, let me give you the
What's up? Give the instructions.
Let me give you
Let the good people know what's
So,
up.
there are 2 VIP tickets. Is it VIP? I'm pretty sure it is.
I think it's
Oh,
general.
yeah.
Like it-
VIP tickets that can, and just understand, I mean, general admission is obviously just as great. VIP, just a little bit extra niceness, a little extra, a little bit more, And so what we would need you to do is you'd have to go to Orlando Bowen on Instagram and follow his page. That's the first thing you need to do. So, and you have to do this in this call right here. So go to Orlando
Instant.
Bowen's page on Instagram, follow his page. Then you have to repost any of the Next Level Conference promotional content to your story. So just like click that little arrow thing and let it go to your story. So that's one thing. Anything on his Instagram page that says Next Level, go there, post it to your story, and then tag him. So tag at Orlando Bowen and at Next Level Speakers Con. So just tag Next Level Speakers Con and tag Orlando as you put it up in your story. And then if you can comment on that post and tell us why, comment on the post that you chose, tell us why you want to be at the Next Level Conference. We will be choosing 2 people to get VIP.
Next
Let's
level.
go.
Next level.
So for those that
Okay.
didn't get anything tonight, you still might get something tonight.
I love it. So
That's
I
what-
tried to put the instructions in the chat.
Okay, good.
You're following. So Instagram, find Orlando Bowen. It's
Yes.
Orlando.Bowen.
Bowen,
If
yeah.
you search Orlando Bowen, you will find him. And then
Okay.
we post any of the Next Level. Oh, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, any of the promotional stuff on his page. Yeah, just you can go straight to Instagram if you can. I don't know.
See if we can find this here.
Yeah.
Instagram.com/Orlando.Bowen.
Yep.
All right. So you're getting
Okay.
through. I don't think I can post.
Boom. Boom.
So you see,
right there. Right
so
there.
this
See that?
one does not count. You see, this is not Next Level. Although it's
Nope.
amazing, this is him getting his Hall of Fame. This
Yeah,
does
it's
not
gotta be
count.
Next Level. Yes.
You want to find the
That
Next
one.
Level post. So
Yes. And
do
there's many of them. There's
this
so
one.
many of them.
Get that one. Get that one right there.
Get that one right there.
Get that one right there.
So I don't know. Does it work on? I don't
You
think
can.
it works on desktop. So on your phone is where
You
you
would-
post
yeah.
it to your what's it called? Your
That's
story.
true.
So
That's
once you post it to your story, then you have to tag this one, Orlando Bowen,
Yep.
and the Next Gen Speakers
Yep.
Conference. Okay. So you hear you're
Next
getting the
level.
walkthrough.
Not Lex Gen. Next level.
level.
Next
Next
level.
level conference. Okay.
Yes.
So there you go, folks. We'll see how
Do you
many
see, remember
people
how at the
get
bottom it has
posted.
that little plus sign? You just click that little plus sign and then it'll take you right to whatever you want. And you say, I want to do a story. You click on story. Boom.
On your phone, don't you have to hit the arrow one?
I think so.
Because if you hit the arrow, then you can pick post a
It
story.
goes straight there. That's true.
Yeah.
Yep. Better than that.
All right. So make sure people got that. Oh, Camille's going for the VIP.
Get it, girl.
So hold on. I want to make sure. So if by chance Camille does win the VIP tickets,
She has to give her
the
ticket to
ticket
someone.
from KCBN will become up for grabs. So
Yes.
stay tuned on who wins the VIP. If you see Camille's name, be aware a ticket is coming available. But
Can
yes,
she
we
give
are
that
looking
ticket
forward.
to someone?
Yes, we're looking forward to seeing you at the conference. Again,
Yeah.
we want to make sure you get in the room, so we'll do what we can, but we always appreciate you taking your time to be present. There's so
Yeah.
many other things that we could all be doing, which is all valid, all important, but taking your time to be here, we want to make sure it's of value. So again, we want to thank you and looking forward to the huddle after the conference where we're going to come and be able to debrief and see how we felt after going through the conference and some nuggets that we took away.
Come on.
Thank you again, One Voice, One Team. Thank you, Orlando, for taking your time. Did you give your final thoughts? I don't know.
Yeah, you know, there's something that we live by. It's the notion that there is no us and them. There's only us, right? So Ubuntu is a word rooted in the Zulu language, loosely translated meaning I am because we are.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm still alive today is because we've been gifted these moments. And now we have an opportunity to do something with it that uplift. It's not about us as individuals, it's about us as a collective. So come through and let us be us, and let's celebrate as we move our game to the next level. Let's go.
Go.
100%. Everyone, have a great rest of the evening. We'll be in touch. And I'm not going to close out just yet because I need to grab everybody's emails. But again, enjoy your evening. I'll be here.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
So much love. I see you, David Spencer.
Yes.
I see you, King.
Listen,
Let's
go
go.
get that VIP, man.
I see you, James. What's up, man?
Can I just
Come on,
ask,
Somebody, let's
Thank
go.
you,
You know it's
thank
all
you.
love out here, man.
where
Follow
exactly is the
Orlando.
conference being held?
Bye.
Tag it, put it on your story.
Much love. I see you,
Tag him.
Queens.
Get your VIP ticket.
All right.
Ryan, where is the conference being held?
In
Toronto.
Toronto, at 444 Yonge Street, called
The CARLU.
the CARLU.
CARLU?
Yeah.
You know, Young and?
College.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Siobhan.
Look
Have a
forward to
great
the day.
evening.
Yeah, let's go. See you, Camille.
Yeah. So excited.
Camille's like, yes, let's go.
Hey, that's
All
what
right, blessings.
it's showing up, man.
Ryan, we'll post, we'll share with you who won.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
let
we
me
can put it
that.
out to the network too.
I'm just grabbing.
This is
Oh,
great.
Janelle from Halton Voices posted that she had stepped away.
Oh no.
Hey, I'm gonna
Well,
text.
she can still enter the contest. All right.
Yeah, I got a
Much
question.
love, yo. What's up?
Bye.
I got a question.
Oh, go ahead.
My name is David Spencer. Ryan, you know David Spencer.
Oh yes,